How to get your first virtual wholesaling deal in under 20 days. What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here.
Rick Ginn here.
And in today's video, we are live outside the United States. We are in Italy. And if you haven't been really following our journey in the past 20 days, we have been wholesaling all across the world, virtually making money. And on a daily basis, we're still communicating with our team, we're getting deals done, and we're making a ton of money wholesaling real estate. And the point of this journey that we're doing here is to show you with an internet connection, you can be anywhere in the world and virtually wholesale houses. The objections you have in your mind of why you can't get started in this business is hurting you and killing your success in wholesaling real estate. And so what I really wanted to share today is the third week of the challenge. Basically, we are on day 20 here, and trust me and Rick are ready to get home. We missed the US, but basically what we want to do today is really share some more virtual wholesaling things for you so you can kind of go to that finish line, or heck, if you need a little bit of pep in your step, get it going so you can get some virtual wholesaling deals. We're excited, we're ready to go, and share that, guys, like the world has changed so much where I see people bragging like, oh, I'm outside the office today, I'm in a different state, I'm in a different country wholesaling, right? And things get exponentially harder when you are in Italy, Netherlands, right? Anywhere in the world when you can't do your regular calling on your iPhone. There's a lot of difficulties happening, and a lot of these websites don't even work. You need a VPN, and there's a lot of challenges like this. And the truth is, if your VA in the Philippines can do this with a 13-hour time difference, I think you guys can too. And so, truth is, there's no barriers to entry for your success. It's all about you and your mindset of how you can become a successful wholesaler. So let's talk about this, and let's kind of break down, exactly how to get your first virtual wholesaling real estate deal very quickly and how you do it the right way. Now, basically, in the past 20 days, we've been kind of running around the world wholesaling houses virtually. And I would like to emphasize the point of how this hasn't changed really anything in the way we wholesale. Acquisitions people still go to appointments. Dispo people still try to sell the deal, marketing still goes out. It doesn't really affect us. And we like to brush that over because everyone's like, oh, good for you. You got the employees and the systems. What about me? And that's another thing we can talk about. I mean, you guys see me in Florida rock up deals in Ohio, North Carolina, South Carolina all the time. And it works. Like virtual wholesaling's fine. Virtual wholesaling still works if you're in another state. But another country, it's not going to affect anything. And so the question is, I get it, you can do whatever you want, but what can I do to get a deal in 20 days? Well, I'll tell you, it's very similar to regular wholesaling houses, except we got to do some changes. And now, yes, we're in week 3 of the challenge, and so the steps I've already told you, I've already laid down the brickwork of what to do. So let me go over them really quickly for everyone, stay patient, and then we're going to go over some more things for you to get over the finish line. And so again, just to gloss this over, let's kind of talk about the 4 steps to virtual wholesaling real estate.
Yeah, it's actually simpler than you think it is, and most of you, even when you're given a plan, you make it so complex. So what we're going to do is just break it down in 4 simple steps and show you how to do it. So if I can do it 5,000 miles away from home, and trust me, I've had some issues. You guys saw some of our internet issues. We just figure a way to get through it, and once you have the challenge a few times, you get through it. So think about if you're in your local market and you decide to go to another state, and a lot of you think it's like overwhelming, try it like from another country. And if we can do it, you can easily do it, because doing it inside the United States should be a piece of cake. So let's walk through the 4 simple steps on how to break it down so you can get started on that. And the first thing is just, you got to find your virtual market. Yes?
So you got to find your virtual market. So again, let's go to this a little faster because we want to get into some more things here. But like we've already talked about this, right? Week 1 and 2 has already been through this. And so I don't know to throw your thunder out, but let's go number 1.
Find your virtual market. And number 1, don't guess. Don't take hearsay. You've got to make sure you've got good data. So there's so many tools out there to go ahead and find it. We teach you multiple ways to do it, but the easiest way to find your virtual market is you want to find an average median price, well, in my opinion, like 400 grand or less. So the average median in The average median home price in the United States is hovering like low fours right now. So the success can be 400 or less. This is just kind of common sense. When you get into the higher numbers, they're more affluent buyers. They don't really need to sell. They might have to sell, but you never know. We want to stick below that. Number two, you've got to look for population size. If you guys have tiny, tiny little populations, 20, 30,000, it's not going to work. So population, average median size, and then you can just reverse wholesale and find other wholesalers that are bragging in the markets that are having success, verify that they're actually doing deals, find those zip codes, and easily attack. Find the virtual market where you believe you're going to have the most success. Don't just do it off of a gut feeling. So look at the data and the numbers, look at it carefully, and go to them. That's the beauty of a virtual market. You can go to the market that's going to work for your business, as opposed to being stuck in a market that you believe is way too saturated, which most aren't, by the way, or you're in like Manhattan, San Francisco, Miami, and one of these really, really high markets. So
perfect. And then the next one is finding your buyers. So again, in week one of the challenge, which we replaced on this channel, FYI, it's going to be infrealsing.com, and kind of cut it up, make it look all nice. We talked all about every single metro wholesaling market that I approved of. That's right, I sat down, you got annoyed. For like 50 or 60 markets, I just sat down and went through every single metro market and said, do I like it or not? Mm-hmm. I don't know what else I can do for you. It's all in there.
For it, so
whole cheat sheet's in there. Number two, again, finding your buyers. I hate to say this, people get mad because I make it so simple, but it is that simple. To find a cash buyer, the list is not insanely big or insanely small. It's okay. Maybe there's 200-300 buyers at most in a bigger city. But your buyers are very specific criteria. These are going to be people that have bought a house in the past 365 days that own at least 2 homes. It's not a crazy big list, but it's not a small list. And most people that own multiple houses that are buying properties for cash want to buy more. And these are how you find them. And it's basically my way to cut the line of other wholesalers struggling to sell their deals. Do the methods we teach. This was a week 2. And then again, we also talk about in week 2 here, how to find your lists and how to find your marketing channels. Very important you guys understand this, that the marketing is the key to having success. And then again, step 4, we're just creating the plan, which we're talking a little more today on what to do, of how to kind of set that framework of how to become successful. It's really, I think most wholesalers overcomplicate making the plan, but it's figuring out, hey, what list do I need to pull? What channels do I need to do? How much time to spend for the buyers, and boom, lay out the groundwork and get to work and make some money. And then boom, step 5, we take our action, we make a bunch of money, and that is how we get rich, virtually wholesaling real estate. Guys, life is here. Like, we are alive right now. You might not be alive tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's never promised, and you only have this one moment right now to actually make a change. There's plenty of people living day by day, just walking through life, just getting through the day, just hopefully making it to the weekend. And this is not in my opinion, a truly fulfilled life. And I'm not gonna say money's gonna buy you happiness or give you everything you want to do in life. But what I can say is, if you want to actually get the most out of this life you have, I truly believe getting rich is something that helps you exceed your expectations. Now, there's plenty of people that are rich that are miserable. There's plenty of people that make a bunch of money that aren't happy and they do bad things. But I truly believe for the most people that live a life just enough where they can take care of their family and they don't have to worry about bills too much. These people making 15 grand a month maybe, like nothing too crazy. Those are the happiest people because their family's taken care of, a crazy situation happens, and they have deals coming in every single month. And this is what we're talking about, right? Like, something traveling around the world, like that's not the thing that is going to make you the most successful, right? Like, it's not that. It's just making sure you're taking care of family. And after being in every spectrum of not having money, I was 17, so how many 17-year-olds have money, to now, it's not about the toys and traveling and all that fancy junk. It's just making sure that my bills are paid for and I don't have to stress about that. And I don't have kids, maybe you can talk about it a little more, but not worrying about where the next vacation is going to be, or maybe not worrying about how you can pay the groceries, right? Like, when things like that aren't on your mind, you live a lot better life. And this is what we're talking about, right? We're not the guy out here flexing the crazy life. I mean, we're in Milan because we're in Milan. Like that's why we're here. Like, you know, I'm not here to brag about it. I'm not here to brag the whip or anything like that, right? We don't show the boats. We don't show a lot of things. But the things we do show is the life that we have, right? Like I'm with you.
Yeah.
You know, how many rich wholesalers, and let me, you know, is this a dig or not? I don't know. How many rich wholesalers have kids and their kids hate them? A lot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's be honest, a lot. We have a lot of inside knowledge. And there's some wholesalers, their kids love them. But there's a lot of rich wholesalers that we know that are over the age of 40 or 50, and their kids absolutely hate them. Because guess what they did? Guess what? Okay, you're in the sun.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Let's just be honest for a second.
I'll fix it.
Their kids hate them because the rich wholesalers, all they did was grind. They never spent time with the kid, and never did. And so we're not here to teach you to get rich and get deals in virtual wholesaling so you can be just grinding for the rest of your life. It's to live a life that you actually need to live, right?
Yeah. So you guys know I got into wholesaling by accident because I was so frustrated. I got my college degree, worked for a corporation for almost 12 years. And honestly, I got deeper in debt. I tried to keep it with the Jones. It was a disaster. So my number one goal, and the one I want you to subscribe to, is freedom of my time. The freedom of the money comes with it. But I'm here to tell you, if you just chase money, and there's plenty of gurus, there's all sorts of coaches, the ones that tell you to chase the revenue first and nothing else, that's not going to get you through it, because you'll have to hustle the rest of your life. You have to figure out how you can talk to people, negotiate them, and most importantly in wholesaling is figure out how to market to motivated sellers. Once you do that, then you figure out the process, you stumble through it. Most of the learning process is 3 to 6 months. It's painful. Most people cannot suck it up. It is just the truth. No coach is ever going to tell you that. And if you can survive it, because me and Zach have watched more people survive it. And by the way, most of these people I've taught for free because it's not about your income status. It's about your will, your conviction to actually get this done. Once I got freedom of my time, I actually worked harder because I never wanted to give it up. And after 2 years, I became not only financially free, I could do it with my time. So fast forward here, I am 21 years later. I take the whole family, we go over to Europe, and we basically go on a 3-week tour. Because you know what? I value being with my family the most. It is not about the type of car
I can write it off because it's a virtual wholesaling.
I don't, it's not about the cars I drive, I don't care. I love toys, don't get me wrong, but I never use that as a leverage with you guys, because at the end of the day is my leverage is like my son spending time with me. I started when he was 3, and it's up to you. If you want to break the chains in your family and you want to like take a little bit of risk in your life to become financially free, you can change the projection of your entire family. One of the reasons he's sitting here because he saw the freedom of time I had. One of my favorite things was just to go around. You know, Zach did more in wrestling. He did a lot of youth sports, basketball, all this other stuff. But like when he did wrestling, we spent a lot of time. And I use that as an analogy through life and business and wholesaling. And it's all about time, guys. So this is one of the reasons I don't sit here and flash. I'm not going to talk to you about how many cars I own because it's irrelevant to you. It's why I don't sit here and show off the real estate I live in. I promise you, it's not going to motivate you. The only thing that's going to motivate you is you getting off your butt and actually taking action. If you want freedom of time to take your family 5,000 miles away, and like we all rent a house and we just have a great time. The girls go shopping, me and Zach do fun stuff. The culture's completely different. I can go over a lot of stuff in Europe that's completely different, but like we're coming home to America because like we really appreciate it. So.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, this is why we're doing it. This is why you're doing it. You're not getting virtual wholesaling to go out here and get the Lambo. Maybe if you're 14, sure, okay. You're not getting virtual wholesaling for the sick whip, you know, or the sick boat or the house. Hopefully you're getting into it to make a change in your life and for your kids and your family. And that's something you're looking to do. I think you have what it takes to become successful. The truth is we get a lot of BBL wholesalers, that's what I call them. And the truth is, a lot of these wholesalers get into it and they try to fake it, do the shortcuts, because they only want the thing, the stuff. And that will never change or make you happier. what you need to start doing is start getting this business for the life-changing aspects and taking care of the people you love. That's kind of the point. And so again, I tell people, Zach, I have no family, and that's okay too. Love yourself, you got a dog, take care of them, or your future family. That's the most important part. And that's one thing that's very important to me. And so let's kind of break down our step-by-step how to get out of this situation and get rich wholesaling real estate. So again, we talk about 20 days to your first deal. We've talked about this before, but let's kind of go over this again. Week 1 is all about finding a market and then finding some buyers. I say at least 5 solid buyers we should get in a week. In a day, you should get 2 to 3. It's very simple. You can use the software. You can go to cash sales. You can pull it publicly. You get the floor rents, Facebook groups. There's so many ways to do this. You go to VIRTUALWHOLESALING.com and it shows you how to do this. Week 2, again, we pull the list. And we find the motivated sellers. Guys, it's so important to just kind of stay honed in on 3, 4, 5 lists at most. Don't get crazy with it, because then you got your crazy ADHD overthinking brain. Don't go crazy with this, but just focus on finding the sellers with the right lists and channels, having the correct scripts, and you'll be on week 3 today, which is finding the deals, getting the leads coming in, and having success. And the truth is, kind of putting this all together here, getting a deal in 20 days is not about getting a deal in a day or a deal in 2 days. I think a lot of people, they try to sprint into this, right? They try to, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do all my calling, I'm gonna do it all right now, and you get excited. I get it, hey, I have something that's gonna change my life. The truth is that this wholesaling real estate journey is a journey that is not 1 day or 2 weeks or a week. This is a lifestyle. This is not a hobby. This is a way of life. And of course, you don't have to quit your job. You can wholesale part-time, and that's okay. But wholesaling real estate is a way of life. Real estate is a lifestyle where it's like a Fight Club, right? You don't leave Fight Club. Once you're in it, you're in it. And you can talk about it. But once you're into the wholesaling space, you can't get out. You gotta stay in it, and you gotta show up every single day on it. And there's once you're into this and you start making money, you ain't getting out of it either. And so it's scary you're watching this, right? Because now you're in this thing where there's no getting out of it. You could be a quitter, I guess, but it's for the gurus. You're in it, and you're gonna get rich, and you're gonna change your life. And so in wholesaling real estate, put this all together, what's the fundamentals? What am I telling you right now to your face to have success? I've said this before, I'll say this a lot. Focus on what I call the 4 M's. And what are the 4 M's? Well, the 4 M's are 4 different M initials that are gonna have you success. What is it? More marketing, more money. In the 7 years in wholesaling real estate, thousands of deals, what I've concluded teaching over 250,000 wholesalers to get their first deal. The ones that make more money do more marketing, right?
No, you can't make money without the marketing. In fact, I'm here to tell you, especially in the beginning, the marketing is what gets you your traction, gets you going, because you don't have any leads, and the only way you're going to go through is marketing. You got to do the right type of marketing. Remember, you have to find motivated sellers. Talking to people who just need to sell their house. It's realtor world. Gurus will keep you busy doing that. You notice a lot of gurus are always talking about realtors, realtors, realtors. I don't know why. Don't get me wrong. You can get deals from realtors, but as a starting out wholesaling, it's, in my opinion, one of the worst ways to do it. You don't talk the lingo. You have a very low success rate, and it's going to frustrate you and drive you out of the business. As you become better talking the lingo and you get deals under your belt, then you can reach out and add that. But that is not a beginner strategy. It is to me, a course grab strategy, but I used agents, but honestly, I fumbled through it to the first year. Now I can do it with my eyes shut, but as a beginner strategy, you've got to market. The more you market, the better you deal. And for God's sakes, if you're working with one motivated seller, go find 10 more. Because when you get 10, if you can get 1 or 2 of them to bring them to the finish line, that's how it works. If you got 1, if you hope and pray and you shut down all the other businesses, that's a hope and a prayer. It's not a business, it's a hobby. We're trying to teach you how to run a business. Don't run a hobby. You've got to have a lot of leads. The only way you can do that through is lots of marketing.
That's how you do it. And so talk to more leads. And don't do the thing where you spend 30 hours of your time doing something that doesn't work. Again,
busy work.
It's called busy work.
Busy
work. Right. A lot of people get confused, and I get it, right? And everybody asks me again, what do I say? How do I become successful? What do I do? Again, I'm not going to plug it, but we have a free course, coachwholesaling.com. And I'm only plugging it because I'm getting $0 from you going to here. But the honest truth is I have to organize this in a way where you can download a script and read it. I can't send you a script on YouTube. It don't work like that now. But in virtual wholesaling, specifically, you need to learn what lists work and what list doesn't work. And the reason why I tell everyone to go to freewholesaling.com is instantly when you go inside of freewholesaling.com, the first 2 videos in the course is, it's a gauntlet. I will not lie. It's not for the faint of heart. The first video is 6-hour, full day presentation of our Escape the Matrix live event we did. We did a live event for 2 days, 2 8-hour days. We sat down.
Wait, we didn't charge him for this?
No, it's all free. When we sat down, our live event, we had hundreds of people there, over about 100. We had 100 people come in flip requests, and we sat down for an entire 2 days, 8 hours a day for 2 days straight. We talked about exactly how to escape the matrix and make your first 100K wholesaling houses. And so the first video in freewholesaling.com is a live, unedited. The edited version is on YouTube, but the unedited, which I can share privately on the private server, is in freewholesaling.com. You literally sit down. I know it's painful, but you sit down for 8 hours. It's 6. It's edited down for you. 6 hours of you watching me and Rick talk and have people present like how I made 100K. And you sit down and you learn what works and what doesn't. And then you go to day 2, and in day 2 we kind of talk about. I think we shared 16 marketing channels.
Yeah.
And then you shared that only like 7 of them you should do. And it's all broken down in the course. And I think if you're like, wait, I don't remember that. Well, again, we revamped freewholesaling.com and we added more videos and we edited it the right way. And we actually reduced the amount of videos in freewholesaling.com by 25%. We condensed it so it's even more organized for you. But again, if you go to freewholesaling.com, it's all in there. And again, I just tell people that because everyone says, what do I do? How do I get contracts? It's all in there. But just FYI, it's all in there. Hashtag, where's your free course? So, I'm telling people about that. A lot of people are like, yeah, you do that. And I'm like, hey, we got a free course, go to it. Nobody else is going to give you a free course in wholesaling real estate like this.
You get everything that we do, we give it to you up front. And because the biggest problem with our industry is people pay a big dollar. Once they pay, then they get behind the scenes, and they're like, a lot of you were disappointed. Like, dude, if I knew it was that, I would never paid you 3, 5, 7, 10 grand. And so we flipped it upside down. And not only that, we add to it. We're the only ones that give our live events away 100% for free because we want to provide value. The more
and you can come to our live events. Right?
Yeah.
And allow anybody to come to our live events 100% for free, no questions asked.
But we get smack over. But listen, here's the only thing is we focus on people who truly want to be successful in wholesaling. Everybody else, I don't care. Honestly, if a guru went on a ledge and said, Rick and Zach, yes, 100% I endorse him, I would probably be nervous. I get it. I'm not good for their business, but I'm not here to promote their business. I'm frustrated with how we teach real estate. I'm talking about wholesaling specifically, and this is why we do it. But we constantly add to our course. It's everything. So if someone ever says, oh, why would you get what you pay for? Bull. Put your course up against ours, put it all out there, and tell me who gets the most value. I promise you. I want to do deals with you guys, so I have to teach you the fundamental skills of wholesaling. The one thing we all agree with is whoever started out wholesaling and mastered that skill, they go on usually to great success because you can do anything outside from there. Those that try to avoid wholesaling usually fumble around, they buy the most courses out of anybody, and then they always come back to us. Why? Because we're transparent, we give it away for free, and we got over 28 years backing us up.
It's true. And so go to freewholesaling.com. So the reason why I brought that up is for the first 2 videos, you're just sat down for 2 8-hour sessions of people who usually have to pay $2 grand for the recorded version of a $10,000 mastermind event. It's crazy. Let's not get it. I'm just telling you, most people have to pay $5 grand to come to an event, 10 grand to come to an event, and you have to spend an extra couple grand to get the recording. We literally did all that, but we gave it out for free because the people deserve that. And again, the live event we did in April, we are actually once October comes around, because it's still editing, we're gonna give that entire event out for free too. And so it's still editing, it's gonna be really good. It's insane. And so the truth is, you have zero excuse. You have live events you can come to for us, you can watch the recordings, and you sit down watching that event and then all the other training videos on there, and it just shares what lists work, what lists don't. And I'll tell everybody, you want to know what makes someone successful or not in wholesaling, you gotta listen to people that do it right. Now, I have never, and Rick has never, and we will never claim to be the richest wholesaler in the world. I've never claimed that. I'm not.
What do you define?
I saw another guy on YouTube, and he's claiming he's trying to scale up to $100 million a year in wholesaling revenue.
Never.
And
never gonna happen, dude. Like, I've been doing this over 20 years. And that is just a sales pitch. I had somebody decide, they said they raised $55 million for wholesaling. That's not wholesaling.
56 million, 57.
Yeah, I'm just like, guys, listen, the reality is very few people, if you have a large team, you could do 5, maybe 7 million, but like, once people start telling you 10, 12, 15 million, they have coaching programs on top of it. And when we talk about wholesaling, which I don't teach people how to coach and do all this stuff. I think you gotta walk the talk before you show other people how to do it. But a true coaching, a true wholesaling is someone has a cap because of the local market, and that's what makes it so unique. So when people tell you they do 10, 12, 100 million, do the math. Just break down the math, how many deals you have to do, and do the logistics on it. It doesn't make sense. And I know a lot of wholesalers that do between 4 and 7 million. They have very, very large teams. So you got to understand the overhead's there. By the time you divvy up the number, I don't knock it. They want to do that. That's great. I'm not a big fan of having a giant production because to me, I want freedom on my time. If I got freedom on my time, I can travel. But you've got to have a balanced life. Once you get freedom of your time, you can work on all the things that you felt you never had the time to do. You can work on your body, your mind, your spirit, your family, your relationships. And I think most people that got successful in wholesaling all agree you can do that. But like, that's why I don't focus on cars, boats. I focus on assets that help give you the freedom. That's the only thing that matters. Everything else, honestly, is just a distraction for you.
Exactly. And one thing I want to include too is I get a lot of people who get upset at me because they download my contract. And I do want to say this up front because we get a lot of people starting out. They download our wholesaling contract and they get mad, like legitimately angry. They're like, Zach, I was expecting it to be more complicated.
No.
And a lot of people think, Zach, what's the real contract you use, right? And so once you go to philwholesale.com, you download a free contract, you'll get probably a little upset because it's simple. It's really stupid simple, actually. And you might be like, Zach, you do thousands of deals. Why is it this simple? And a lot of people think because I'm an idiot or I have this secret contract. And I want everyone to understand that. I don't think I explained this enough. The contract's simple because when you get in front of a 50-year-old seller, or they're like 60 and they've never sold a house before and they're anxious about the process, you get out the crazy 15-page contract or the simple 2-page that we have. You lose deals by having the complicated contract that overwhelms them and you lose the deal. The 2-pager has a better closing rate. And so everything we have in this course, it's not simple because I'm trying to sell a program. It's simple because out of 7 years, 21, 22 plus years with you, over 5,000 combined wholesaling deals of knowledge together, 2,000, 3,000, we have figured out what works and what doesn't. And so that course is curated, and these videos are curated, what I say, based off of the deals that we've done, and the quarter million students that we've taught and how to get into wholesaling real estate. And so the truth is, if you want to get successful, I've seen a lot of ways that broke and rich wholesalers. And so let's talk about broke wholesalers for a second. The people in this virtual wholesaling type of challenge we're doing this virtual wholesaling challenge before the big, fat 30-day wholesaling challenge for the virtual guys out here, because we're out around the world. But basically, the broke virtual guys are getting here. What they're going to do is they're going to do one list, they're going to do one marketing channel, they're going to pray it works, and if it doesn't work in 15 days, they quit. And then boom, that's what happens. And so I want you to understand if this is your plan, to start virtually wholesaling, your plan sucks and you have a plan to fail and you're never going to become successful here. What I should tell you to do is instead, you should become a successful virtual wholesaler. What does a successful virtual wholesaler do? They test at most 3 to 4 lists, and they do 2, 3, or maybe even 4 marketing channels. That is it. And what they do is the most important part in marketing, which is testing. Testing is so important. And I think what me and Rick do in wholesaling is we're big on analogies. And when we do things outside of wholesaling, we kind of, and we're good at it, we use that in the wholesaling works well. So for one example is, me and Rick are pretty good at fishing. Rick's way better than me, but like, we're good at fishing. You put us on a boat in Florida, we'll catch whatever you want. And the truth is, how do you get so good at fishing? Testing. You figure out what areas work, what lures work, what bait works, and you learn. You don't go out there on a boat and just pray somewhere in the ocean there's a fish, right? You have to have some knowledge, or at least try to figure out what works, and try a lot of different things and see, hey, when I do this, this, and this, I usually catch the best fish. And that's why that's same exact method for wholesaling, right?
Yeah, it's, the simplest one I can teach you is like, don't leave the waters where the fish are biting to go find fish you don't know where they are. And God knows I've done that in fishing, I've done it in real estate, and I always go back to it. I have my sweet spots I've had forever, and they're so reliable. But like when I first did them, it was a disaster. I was all over the board, and I was scared to death to do deals. And then you just learn as you go on. There's so many analogies you can make. Guys, listen, if you want to be a sprinter in wholesaling, do maybe 1 or 2 deals, look good, brag a lot, but you don't ever really learn the business. If you want to learn to be a marathon runner, it's not pretty and it's not sexy. You got to shave a few seconds off your mile each week, and you slowly get better. Because if I told a marathon runner, hey, listen, I have this kit, I can tell you it's going to cut your marathon time in half. Every one of them would buy it. Well, they all know that's never going to work. I'm trying to teach you guys that just hiring a guru to teach you the core of wholesaling is not going to give you overnight success. Some of them will, but for the most part, you're going to have the same frustrations if you pay or not, and you don't know what you're getting. And if you're in that situation right now, go over to freewholesaling.com. I want to teach you how to do deals the right way, and then we can partner up and do deals. But more importantly, I'm going to teach you to be a marathon wholesaler as far as a sprinter, because in my 21 years, I would say 85% of wholesalers take the sprint mentality. And if you don't believe me, look from 2017 to 2024 and look at all the people that we thought were superstars and now they're off doing other things. Wholesaling doesn't matter if the market's good, bad, or indifferent. We make money today. So if you're depending on the outcome of what's going on in the market, you're not a good wholesaler. It's the truth. You have to suck it up. And if a wholesaler ever tells you I got killed this year, they're not wholesaling. How can you get killed in wholesaling? We buy and basically minimize our risk. We take some risk, but guys, wholesaling it's been very productive for 21 years for me in all types of markets.
You just gotta learn that things change and you gotta adapt. Like sometimes fishing the exact same areas that you're used to, you just gotta adapt to it. Again, what else do broke wholesalers do? In virtual wholesaling specifically, broke wholesalers are scared to answer objections. Do you live in North Carolina? Yeah, I live in North Carolina. Or, or they say, they come with their own script. Hey, this is Zach, and we work for Zach Home Solutions Hedge Funds LLC Investments, and we're a private equity corporation looking to purchase real estate in the North Carolina tri-state area. Like, I swear, I get people asking me, why am I not successful? And they go to they'll go to a 7-year-old lady and say that I'm a hedge fund private equity investor looking to purchase your home, and they wonder why I get the click. I go, oh, shocker. Hey, let me talk to my transaction department. Oh my gosh, man. Like, why are you wholesaling like this? Like, this is not the way to do it. What I found from my experience, and I think I have helped a lot of people with this too, is you got to speak from the heart and you have to say the truth. This is really important. And if you speak the truth and you actually are truthful in your conversations, your confidence skyrockets. And I ask this a lot from people because it's the truth. What is the definition of confidence? Every guru make a video on confidence and say it's about being the best guy ever and being happy and really having authority, and that's not confidence. Confidence from a fundamental perspective is the belief in what you say. That is confidence straight. It's one sentence what confidence is. That is it. So if I see a lion right now, if a tiger or a lion walks in and it's hungry and angry and looks at me, I'm scared and not confident because I'm not confident in my ability to go hand to hand with the tiger. Maybe you, but not me.
Not me.
Right? So I'm scared when I see a lion because I'm not confident I can take the lion.
Yeah.
I'm really not. And so that's why I get a little freaked out. Now, if I'm swimming and I see a shark, I'm not freaking out because I've had it a lot of times, and I know how to handle sharks. I'm a Florida guy.
I'm going back to the boat.
And I'm going back to the boat, right? I see an alligator, I'm not freaking out because I'm a Florida man, and alligators are like little swamp puppies to me, right? Like, I can handle it. And so the truth is, confidence is just a belief in what you say. And so if I live in, let's say, Milan, Italy, and I am wholesaling a person in North Carolina, and they say, do you live in North Carolina? If I say, yes, I live in North Carolina, you are fundamentally, in your voice, not going to believe in what you say because you're lying. Mm-hmm. And you're going to sound weird and different. And it's slight, but then you start deviating this path. And then you start this path where once you lie, you have to remember the lie, then you make another lie, and then the lies just diverge, and you're so confused.
You're eventually going to get caught.
And then you're going to get caught, right? Because they're going to say, well, when can I see you for coffee? And then boom, you're stuck like this. Yep. When you say, hey, I actually don't live in North Carolina, but my partner does, and that is why we're looking to buy properties in the area, that's the complete truth, and you have complete confidence saying that. Confidence is a slight deviation. It's very hard for some people to pick up. I've found some people are really good at picking it up if you're not genuine enough. I have this really good skill set where I can tell when people aren't genuine, like from a face-to-face conversation. We have acquisitions agents where the first hour of talking to them, I'm like, I don't like this guy. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, this guy, it just is not truthful at all. But some of those guys, I stay with them because they're really good at talking to sellers, even though they're fake. That's for another day, but you have to know how to answer objections and saying the truth and conveying a belief in what you say. That'll bring you confidence. Once you have confidence, and the reason why I'm going through this rigmarole right now is because once you get an objection to virtual wholesaling, if you believe in what you say and you know what to say, you're going to have authority and you're going to sound good answering the objection. Why can't you go look at my house, Mr. Wholesaler? Well, the way we do this is we actually look at the property online first, we have a conversation with you, and then we send you over an agreement. Once you come with the agreement, then we go see the property. What we do is we trust your word, then we just verify the condition when we see it. We found this has to be the easiest and simplest way to make the transaction super simple and clean. It's a script, and boom, you're good to go, you sell the deal, right? And you get locked up. And so once you know the scripts, you're gonna do good. And then using the scripts that we do. Guys, I don't virtually wholesale and make a ton of money to share with you terrible scripts. I literally give the scripts that I give to my team. It's simple. That's what I do. And if you use those scripts, you'll become successful. But pro wholesalers, they try to come up with their own scripts. They try to think what the seller wants to hear. You got to be yourself. And again, what do successful wholesalers do? They confidently answer any wholesaling objections, and they use the correct scripts. Use the scripts that work for us, you'll get rich.
Correct. And it means that constantly preach to you guys. When you're in wholesaling, your expertise is in the niche of finding motivated sellers. And then after that, your job is to develop rapport so amazing that you get a relationship out of it, like you're talking to a family member or a friend, as opposed to doing a sales job on them. So I don't teach sales training. Why? Because I've done this 21 years. My best deals come from just guiding my motivated sellers and then helping them get out of their own way. The minute I tell you I have to give you sales training, I might as well go over to the used car dealership, because in any type of car dealership, their job is, if 100 customers walk in, your boss expects you to try to close 100 customers. We don't do that. We narrow it down to 3 to 5 prospects. And then from there, we spend time and nurture the lead. We develop rapport, a relationship, and then we help them get out of their own way. You're never going to make a seller sell them your house. There's no magic closing line. We have some basic scripts, but we teach you acronyms like MCTP. We teach you how to go through it so you don't overwhelm yourself. I find most sales training, it's overwhelming. And I got sales training I used to sell boats for a brief period when I was a teenager. And I also sold life insurance at one point. I mean, the sales training was like a booklet like this. And I've seen a lot of sales training out there. I'm like, guys, I'm just telling you, I know the difference when someone's selling me and someone's like being real and trying to help me. The only difference is the way we teach it and teach authenticity and help someone get out of their own way is you already know the objections most likely they're going to say, and you know how to overcome them. If you want to call that sales training, but that's just human life 101. I don't have anywhere to live yet. Like, how am I going to sell your house? Bam, you roll it out. There's only 5 or 6 objections they can give you, and you will learn them through time. So the difference between the way I've been very successful in wholesaling, how I've taught Zach, and most of the people I know the best in this business, they just help people out. The people that do sales training, they always try to have this beautiful line. And after a while, have you ever met someone sales training, you're like, I'm so sorry to hear that. How did that make you feel? And after a while, like, dude, like, how many times are you gonna keep asking me? Most of our conversations are 45 minutes to an hour with a seller. You can't use sales scripts for that long. So the scripts, we agree, we start out and give you a base training, and then we teach you how to use acronyms, and we teach you how to get it into a flow of a conversation. And guys, you have to be authentic. If you try to be Zach, you try to be me, it's not gonna work. And I'm telling you, sales training and wholesaling doesn't make sense. It makes sense for realtors because they have to try to close everyone that lists their house. With us, if I contact 100 prospects, if I get 3 to 5 that like make sense, and from them, I'm just gonna get the ones that need my help the most. I just have to steer them and keep them down the path of road to help them get out of their own way. I have never made someone sell me the house. I don't have this magic line. If you go with me, I guarantee I'll get your house sold and you have to forget everybody else. There is no magic line. I've been doing this 21 years, guys. Be yourself, be authentic, help people out, understand the common objections that come up, and then just work on your confidence on talking to people. And it'll get so much further than any type of sales training you ever do in wholesaling. It is a niche market. Your master is in marketing, and then you will learn how to talk to people. There is no magic pill for negotiation. It's just constant repetition and just learning the fundamentals of wholesaling. There's not an advanced sales training script we got for you.
That's what it takes to become successful. And what I need to leave this 20K in 20 days with you is the only word you need to know. Make moves or make excuses. This is it. Either you decide today to make some moves in your life to get you to where you need to be, where you want to be, and where your family, this is really important, where your family deserves to be. This is where you need to be right now. You need to be where your family deserves to be, and not right now, where your family needs to be. And the only way you are going to get to that destination is by moving. You have to make moves. Okay, you don't get from New York to LA by just sitting on your butt crying about it. You gotta make the moves. Now, I get it. Life is hard. There's a lot of situations. And there's people watching this that have way worse situations than me and way worse situations than you. I get it. I know. But what I can tell you is, at the end of the day, and this is really brash to say, no guru's gonna tell you this, but I will say because I really don't care. I'm the only guy giving you a free wholesaling course, and the only guy that's actually a millionaire wholesaler doing this, teaching you how to do it for free. But nobody cares. At the end of the day, whatever sob story you have, and it can be brutal, at the end of the day, nobody cares at the end. Like, you can tell a millionaire about how sad your life is, they're still not gonna give you $1 million to change it. You have to decide on yourself to change it. And so nobody's gonna care about your situation. I get people on the internet telling me this, and that. I feel bad for you, I'm sorry. I have empathy, not sympathy with you. But it doesn't change the fact you have to make your moves. If you're in a wheelchair right now and things are tough for you, you still got a cold call. If you have all 4 legs, you still got a cold call. If, unfortunately, a family member passed away or a spouse, this is brutal to say, if you want to financially change your life, you still got to wholesale and cold call or tech. No matter the situation you're in, I'm only here to tell you how to financially get out of it because I'm not a life coach or any of that stuff. The only way to get to the point where you need to be at is to make the moves. And this is all we're really qualified here to. I'm not giving you stock advice or life advice. The only advice I can tell you is you have your reason why things are tough, and a lot of them are legitimate. Mm-hmm. But the only way you are going to get to, in wholesale real estate, your first deal, is by making the moves.
You can't do both.
It doesn't matter what your excuse is, and I don't like using that word with bad situations. There are people that are stuck in a hospital, and I don't call that an excuse, but get out of the hospital or whatever it is, your situation, and make the change. And so plenty of people have excuses, plenty of people actually have legit situations. It doesn't matter what it is. At the end of the day, the only person that cares about your situation is going to be yourself, and the only person that can change your situation is yourself. I can say this from the sidelines, comfortably, I guess, but this is the only way you're going to get your first deals, by you making the moves. Simple as that.
That you can't do both. You either got to make a move or you make an excuse. They're mutually exclusive with each other. If you make an excuse, you cannot make a move, and vice versa. If you make moves, you don't have time to make excuses, so you just can't do both. Pick which one you want to do. Everybody makes a choice, and by the way, the choice of doing nothing is a decision, in my opinion, is an excuse.
Exactly. So make the moves or make the excuses. Go to VIRTUALWHOLESALING.com and really make the moves. So guys, really appreciate that. It's our 20K 20 Day series. We're coming back to the US very soon. We're very excited.
Yes.
I've eaten a lot of food. I've eaten gelato a lot, and I'm ready to get back and help you guys out. So let's answer some questions you guys have in wholesaling real estate and see what I can do to make you the best wholesaler possible. So Teddy, for the 5,000th time, I'll answer this question. How are you guys navigating in South Carolina from the recent law that passed? Again, I don't want to get in a spat, but wholesaling real estate is legal in South Carolina.
Read it. Read the law.
Read the law, read what we have to say, show the amendments, and as proof, I will make an apology for everyone watching this. I do not have just one, I do not just have two, I don't have three. I have a lot of real estate attorneys that have told me they're still closing in South Carolina. We are working on compiling the list. We're just making sure it's right, because there's cheese around, you know who's running around there. There's a lot of people who want to go after these attorneys that still want to close deals and assignments.
That makes no sense.
And so we're still talking with them. They say, yeah, we're doing assignments, but I don't know if we want to publicly do it, because they don't like how some people are tattletales. I don't know how to, not tattletales, but there's people actively trying to destroy their business, which is crazy. So, but I don't want to get into the whole drama of this. There's multiple lawyers. We are working on a compiled list. We're trying to make sure that it's all right and they're okay with the backlash from realtors they're going to get. But at the end of the day, in South Carolina, you can wholesale legally, and there are plenty of attorneys. You can go find them, go on the internet or find the comments that will close your assignment deal, no problem. An actual assignment of contract for wholesaling real estate. And so at the end of the day, why am I going to keep answering this question? Well, in VIRTUALWHOLESALING.com, I tell you, South Carolina, go to it, find an attorney that's okay with assignments, and close the deal. Guess what? Because this law passed, you do the same exact thing. So like, why am I crying about this? Like, I think like.
And at the end of the day, even if they wrote,
so they didn't.
They wrote in there that you can do assignments. It's spelled out. I don't even need a lawyer to do it, but like, we've already talked to lawyers, and don't worry, we got plenty of people do deals in South Carolina. We'll show you the proof. But here's the reality: we're not lawyers. I'm not here to interpret it. I don't come out and shoot a video and go, oh my God, everything's banned, you gotta run. At the end of the day, it is a legal law question. And I'm just telling you, they adjusted at the end because it was so unfair and so unjust. Basically, politicians that knew what they were doing, they go, hey, listen, we got to write that in. Most people that have presented video on this, they conveniently leave this part out. And here's the honest truth. If you interview 10 lawyers, you're going to get 10 different answers.
Sure.
Don't do anything in law, and that's how it works. We focus on doing the deals, and like worst case scenario, even if they wrote it out of there, I'll give you 3 or 4 other ways to work around it. I mean, assignments are written in the fundamentals of real estate contracts. They come from banks and insurance companies, so they're never going to write them out. And the reality is, even if they ban them, what is the legality of this?
It's not banned.
It's not banned.
It's banned.
So guys, talk to your lawyers about it. We are not lawyers. I'm not giving you legal advice. I want everyone to get their own legal advice. It would be irresponsible for me to come on here and say something is completely banned, but it's based on my interpretation, or say something's 100% legal. We always tell you to get legal counsel, but like, people are closing. There's 2 sides to this story. And if you just want to take the fear out of like everything, that's it. But like, I don't know why we're spending energy on this. It's a waste of time.
And so at the end of the day, If you want to say wholesaling's banned, say this. Wholesaling real estate's banned in South Carolina, but there's attorneys that are still closing assignment deals and they're legally wholesaling real estate.
That's the truth.
So the truth is, nothing has changed, in my opinion, with the way that we teach wholesaling in South Carolina. You find an attorney that's okay with assignments. He says, yeah, you're fine, which I've talked to many of them. We're compiling the list. I'll go to give you the list, but they're worried about they're worried about people trying to tattletale. And it's not even tattletaling in a bad way. It's like if you give a tax return to the IRS and say, audit me, guess what happens? They're going to nitpick the entire thing, and it's a pain in your butt, and it's just not. It's not fun. That's the only thing I can tell you. Okay, it's not fun to go on a 10-hour flight. It's just saying, well, if everything's that's for a different day. But at the end of the day, guys, wholesaling real estate assignments are fine. There's plenty of lawyers okay with it. Go call and find them around or ask on the internet. They will tell you, and you're good. Why am I going to give any more energy to this? Just because somebody says it's banned, okay, well, if it's banned, let me go talk to a bunch of attorneys. And we have a lot of attorneys saying, no, assignments are fine, and I read the law because I'm not a stupid idiot and I can read. I've learned how to read. And it says wholesaling is fine and assignments are fine. So like, I don't get it. But at the end of the day, talk to a lawyer. You will find lawyers who are good for assignments. So therefore, and they're still closing deals, and we're getting HUDs. And guys, keep sharing me the HUDs you're doing in South Carolina. I love collecting.
But this is the truth. It's the truth. You guys got to know, like, just because me and Zach say something, like, we take it from you guys and we go out and talk to people who are doing businesses. I'm just telling you, the law is very clear. And the only reason we're spending time talking about this is because people make this a big part of their content. And that's fine if you want to do it, but like,
people make it a big deal in the comments for us.
Yeah, so we'll answer it and we'll give the date on it. And I just think, like, listen, we all support wholesaling. I just don't know why we just kind of go, you can't do it anymore. I'm like,
if attorneys are closing deals in South Carolina and people are still getting their checks and no one's getting in trouble for it, I don't see the issue. I'm just being honest. And
so how can it be banned then?
It's not banned. And so, guys, wholesaling's not banned. You're fine. Let's stop with the stupid drama.
It's just the way
you're fine. Okay, I'm not gonna spend an hour on this crap. You already know that wholesaling's fine in South Carolina. Like, stop with the guru. Stop talking to them. Unfollow them, and then go from there. Okay? It drives me crazy. All right. Next here. I'm just telling you, South Carolina thinks driving me crazy. I'm like, it's legal, so why do we keep talking about
it? It's just because people created so much content. It's
So
like that's all they talk about. You'd be better off teaching people how to wholesaling and supporting them. Like, we're all in it. We all want to be successful in wholesaling. I agree with everybody who puts content out there, but we got to stop these, like, fired one side, hey, you can't do it.
Exactly. Astral Bra says, my name is Carter. Been wholesaling for quite a few months virtually. Still haven't gotten any first deal. Any tips on losing motivation? Well, first and foremost, Carter, I've been known to be a little brash with people sometimes, and they don't like it. But I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. Carter, you want any tips? I do one-on-one calls. Like, I will talk to you.
Hop on.
One-on-one. Like, you can hop on today and have a conversation with me, Carter. And I will talk to you literally on like a call. And I'll tell you exactly what to do in your business to get deals. And so you're asking for tips. It's like, you've been wholesaling for a few months and you refuse to go on one-on-one call with me, man. I don't think people understand this. Let me make this very clear. If you're watching this video, you can be anywhere in the world, I don't care. If you hop on my live streams and you join my Facebook group, it's called Wholesaling Houses for Real. Let me show you really quick. Okay, it's called Wholesaling Houses for Real. Let me get Wholesaling Houses for Real.
And why he's pulling that, Carter, I want you to understand, motivation's never going to sustain you through wholesaling. It might light a fire under, maybe me and Zach lit a fire in your butt, maybe somebody else did, but that's only going to get you started.
So here it is right here. It's called Wholesaling Houses for Real. This is a Facebook group. You can join this Facebook group. Once you join it, there's a link on the top. You click it. You click the streamer link to join the call. And you'll be able to have a conversation with me and Rick. I don't know what else I can do for you. I mean, so if you guys say you're losing motivation, you need help, like, I will literally talk to you every day on my live stream for free. Like, seriously, just join the Facebook group and you hop in and you talk to me. Find me a person who will do that, like outside of me and Rick, that are confirmed millionaires and wholesaling. Like, you're not going to find it. You're not. And so Carter, like, I'm trying to be. I'm saying this the nicest way possible, Carter. You have a gift that I'm giving you, and you're not taking the gift. You'll watch my live stream, you'll comment, but you won't hop on the one-on-one. And most people do it because they don't want to. They don't want their face on there. They don't want their voice on there. They're nervous. And I'll tell you this straight up: if you're so nervous to talk to me and Rick, there's no way you're going to close a $50,000 wholesaling deal if you get that nervous.
Or at least put in a question to be specific about it.
So I asked Carter, hop on a one-on-one and actually talk to me, or give me some more questions. The problem is, Carter, I'm saying this in the nicest way, I can't help you out if I don't know what you're doing. I can sit down and cry with you, oh, this is so tough, I'm so sorry, oh. I'm the type of guy that's like, okay, you're not making money. What have you been doing?
Walk me through it.
Walk me through it, and then we can make a change. That's why I like doing the one-on-ones, because I get the information. And unfortunately, if I don't have this much information, it doesn't help. So again, hop on, talk to me, and I can help you guys out. Lucas says, how close to Via Ripamonti? I went by the station today. I didn't know he was born. That's pretty cool. No, I went by there today. So
where's that?
It's in the center, and it's kind of on like the southeast part. I saw it was a station.
There's a lot of people in Milan, I'll tell you that, man.
There's a lot of people.
It's like New York City.
Some crazy fashion out here. Not gonna lie. The food is the best I've ever had ever.
The food's amazing.
It's insane. Steve says, I know that food is great in Italy. I'm ready for a burger and a shake. Honestly, I don't know. I don't even want to eat. But no, yeah, I'm getting a burger when I get home.
You know, like in most of Europe, they shut down between like 12 and 7, like between 1 and 7 or 2 and 7. And then like all the shops close like well before the sun goes down. Like everywhere we've been, I'm like, man,
there's something crazy in Italy. So Italy, you don't give tips, which is cool. I think, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Guess what they do in the bill? They charge you like $5 a person for using their silverware.
Yeah.
And so if the bill's $100, I got $20 of bills. I have $20 of what do they call it? Copatana. Someone tell me in the comments. And they charge me $20 for using their silverware. I'm like, so I basically tipped you. I would have tipped more. I legit, we don't tip, we'll tip 30-40%. We love that. But it's crazy to me.
And all any of the high-end stores, like we looked at a lot of watches, we looked at a lot of jewelry. You have to go through like a security vault. And none of that crap in San Francisco, United States is happening here. You have to go into an open door. You have to wait. It takes a picture, scans you, and then the guy has to open the door to let you in or out. And a lot of these stores, I went in a jewelry store today with my wife. It was 70 square feet. I was getting claustrophobic in there. She spent like an hour in there. I'm like, oh my God. But I mean, they're very secure here. The food's amazing. Some of this real estate, I just can't even wrap my head around it. So there's flats, there's everything else. But guys, that's the beauty of when you do real estate. You can get outside the United States and see how other cultures live. And you can either appreciate or unappreciate where you live. I'm going back home to America I got to tell you, I'm tired of walking down 3 flights of stairs every time I have to use the restroom, and they don't call it the restroom here. But the weather, absolutely amazing. Nobody uses AC around here. You just open the windows. And I've had a good time, but I'm looking forward to getting home for some of the common American things.
Perfect. Khalil says, yeah, I feel like wholesaling would be a great foundation for real estate space. Exactly, and so I agree with you guys. I see a limitless potential for income investment and things. So that's the point, Khalil. That's the point of what me and Rick do is we make a ton of money wholesaling, but then you have millions of dollars, right? And what do you do with it, right? And I don't think we talk about too much because let's just get rich first. But I'll tell you is we pour most of it into real estate, but we also pour into other things that make money.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to mention it too much because it's not the point of the channel. But there's stocks. I'm not a big bond guy. There's also very alternative investments and businesses and things you can pour in. But I'll tell you guys, a lot of people think they make a bunch of money in wholesaling. You have to pour to rentals. Rentals are my favorite, but there are other ways to make a ton of money really nicely. But we don't talk about it. I'm not that type of guy. I feel like that it really puts away from what you guys need to be doing. Because I feel like
it's trendy.
Having millions of dollars in your bank account and knowing what to do, that's all talk. It's not really the thing to be doing. And I don't call shots, but like these like stock market investing like channels. Like you're teaching the guy that has $5,000 in his bank account how to invest. Like at the end of the day, there's people telling you pick stocks. If you do the S&P 500, you're going to beat them. But on top of that too, it's like, okay, you have $5,000 to invest. Like I'm telling you, that is not going to change your life. People watch these guys on live streams talking about stocks, and they got $2,000 to invest in stocks. Yeah. What I'm telling you is, I'm not bashing you as $2,000. It's fine. But I'm saying is, if you just spent this time looking at stocks all day with your $2,000 into wholesale with no money, and you can make $100,000 in a year. Exactly. That's the thing that's really going to change your life. That's really going to be the thing that changes your life. Okay? Because any idiot who makes $1 million a year, if they just put that in S&P 500 or a rental property, and they're not stupid, you're going to make plenty of money. You'll be fine. It's passive. You don't have to think about it. So like, I'm just being honest. It's really hard for you not to. Once you start making money, like it's really hard for you to start being stupid and losing money. It's when you do things, and the only reason we're saying this is because I see a lot of people get burned in wholesaling. Should I mention names? Probably not. But there's a lot of wholesalers that end up making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And then their guru sells them an Amazon FBA store for $50,000. And it's making $5,000 a year, right? And then Amazon bans the store, and your $50,000 is gone, the guru's gone, and you're out all this money. So the truth is, if you're making money wholesaling real estate, pour it into things that have made people money. Traditional assets. Traditionally for a very long time. Now, me and Rick, we've made a lot of money with non-traditional things, but it is what I'll say 2-3%, even at most 5% of our
we're speculating
net worth.
We're just speculating.
5% is on crazy things, and it gets to the point where that 5% turns into like half of all of our assets because it's just so speculative and crazy.
We can afford to take the risk.
But I'm telling everybody right now, when you start making money in wholesale real estate, you need to stick to mutual funds, rental properties, or something that's tried and true. Don't your cousin Vinny's car shop.
Don't buy some crazy piece of art on a coin or a fungi. I'm not even going to get into that because it's just trendy. And once again, you're going to be a sprinter. Listen, money rewards those that take care of it.
Yeah.
So initially, if you got a couple grand and you're spending 10 hours, 15 hours trying to invest it, just put it in a fund. Like you are not going to make that big of a difference. And then use your time to study wholesaling so you can 10x your income. So now you can have 25,000. Once again, put it in the fund, turn that 25 into 100, 150,000. Then you can start to have some fun to make decisions. But don't do what a lot of people do and start, I'm going to try. This looks so trendy, and I saw this guy did a video on it, and he has a specialty type, and I'm going to buy it. And people bought like monkey art, paid hundreds of thousands of dollars with it. It's worth nothing, and the people associated their name with this. Me and Zach never touched that stuff. I knew that was going to be a crash.
Also, coaches that are selling their little monkey art.
So there's people in wholesaling that sold coins and do this, and like, guys, we're only going, like, I think the reason you guys we only talk about wholesaling. That's it.
But I do want to mention this because I see people getting burned. There's a couple of wholesaling coaches that started selling Amazon courses, Amazon stores, and you got scammed out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so we say this because we don't want to be your financial coach, which I'm not telling you, but like something that has been tried and true for a while. I know it sounds boring. I know there's huge, like I'm not a big real estate YouTuber by any means. There's massive real estate guys that tell you the stock market's rigged and it's terrible. I'm being honest with you. People like that do it because they want you to invest in real estate, which is also good. I'm telling you, if you do a mutual fund or a piece of real estate, like you're not going to get burned as much as something else. And so I'll tell you, I'm not a financial advice guy, but if it's real estate or a mutual fund, you're good. Like I'm just being honest. So I'm just telling for the people watching, I get this all the time. This guy burned me, this guy burned me, this guy burned me. I'm like, why did you buy the monkey art? Because my coach is selling monkey art. Don't buy your monkey art. Don't buy the coin. Don't.
Just because they do it doesn't mean it's right. And to me, I just don't understand, like, if you're really good at real estate or wholesaling, just stick to what you're great at. And while we're giving a disclosure, We have not fled the country. We are here. We're coming back home. And like you see a lot of these guys, I'm not even going to mention names, but there's people that were associated with the whole wholesaling community, very deep people, and they fled the country because they try to avoid lawsuits. They don't want to pay anybody. We're not like that. We want to experience life. Like we do it as a family. That's what we love. I'm never going to be the richest wholesaler. If you want the richest wholesaler, go see him. If you want the richest wholesalers defined by being happy and living the fullest life with the family, I'm your guy. So this is my son, this is what we do, and this is what we love to do. It has changed my life. That's why I'm so bought into just showing you guys the light. You're gonna have to do hard work to do it. But we're coming back to the United States. We'll be back like very shortly.
Yeah, we're not like Paul Wall. And a lot of people get mad at me for mentioning, who's Paul Wall? You guys see Paul Wall all the time. Paul Wall's a rapper, but that's my nickname for this person. And this person, I call him Paul Wall because his name's Paul. He jumped over the wall, and he's not in the U.S. anymore because he's getting sued for scamming and wholesaling.
There's another famous one too.
Yeah, we're not going to mention, but I call him Paul Wall.
The other one's too associated.
You can have fun with that one, but his name's Paul. He jumped over the wall, and he has fled the country because he scammed people, or he allegedly scammed people based on the class action lawsuits.
How can you scam people if we give everything away for free?
I know, but how you scam people is people pay a certain amount of money for a wholesaling course, and then you don't have the course. Like it's crazy, man.
Listen, we can all disagree on this, but when you flee the country, you got something coming to you, man. Like if you did all this stuff to the people, face them, face what your sentence is, and deal with it. Fleeing a country is just such a coward move. So we're coming back. We haven't fled the country. We're trying to just enjoy other parts of the world. And as you get successful in wholesaling, you can travel and do fun things. But man, I do miss my bed. I do miss some of my luxuries at home. And it'd be nice to get back in the
there's no scammer. I call him Bra or Bros here. That's an inside joke. But there's scammers I have nicknames for. One I just call them Bra, like the bra, like people wear bras. That's all I can say on that end. But all I'm saying is there's a lot of people scamming people in wholesaling, and I use some nicknames for them because they're all funny.
So when you leave the country, you pretty much admit your guilt, right? Like permanently when you leave the country.
I'm not getting the drama of it, but again, we left the country, but we're coming back. Okay, I got no, I didn't scam people, and so that's kind of the point here. So let's go out here and talk to everyone on the one-on-ones. I did say, hop on here and talk to me. You can talk to me. So let's have a conversation with everyone here. So first we got Tyrone. What is up, man?
What's going on, man? How y'all doing?
I'm blessed. How are you? What's up, man?
I'm good. I just want to start off by saying thank you guys, man. In this past 3 months, I got laid off from my job, so it forced me to go into wholesale real estate. And in the past 3 months, man, I made over $20,000, man. So appreciate you guys, man. I'm just kind of, I guess I'm in a space where I definitely don't want to go back to work, but it's just kind of staying consistent. I definitely don't want to go back. I kind of like what's going on. So it's just, how do I just keep staying consistent? Do I just do what I've been doing, or?
Tyrone,
yes.
You've watched enough videos. You already said it. If you're making 20 grand in 30 months, let's make another 20 grand in 30 months. In 3 months. In 3 months. 20 grand. Let's make it a 20 grand. Let's just make 20 grand every 3 months, and then we'll make 25 grand, and then 30, and keep going from there. All I can tell you is I don't even know what you've been doing, which I'm going to ask you, but
okay.
If you can only get one thing, is whatever you did to make 20 grand, keep doing that.
Okay. It's been to be honest, it's been the for sale by owners, man. It's been
okay.
Yeah, it's been the for sale by
owners. I think
it's
a sustainable thing, but honestly, keep doing that for now.
Okay.
What market are you in?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Stuff, man. Where in Atlanta? Marietta?
I'm in Decatur.
Decatur.
Okay.
I'm in Atlanta. I'm like, you ain't wholesaling in Atlanta.
No, my deals, one was in Tuskegee, Alabama, and the other one was in Royston, Georgia.
Okay, so you virtually wholesale.
Yeah, I virtually wholesale. Yeah, definitely.
Money, man. I'm liking this.
Yeah, man, me too, man. Like I said, I greatly.
How many deals was that?
Those was my fourth deals. I did two deals back 2021, but I had went cold last. I didn't get nothing for a while, and I was working, and then, like I said, I got laid off. I was like, man, I might as well just give it a try, just see what goes. Just honestly, just dial in and just do it. And man, I got to deal within like a week. Like a week, I got to deal. And my other deal came like a month later. A month
Why?
later, man. So yeah, man, I've been dialed in for real. Like I've been really dialed in. So, and like I said, I'm definitely at the spot where I'm not trying to go to work. So I'm definitely trying to keep this going.
So you got laid out of work. What were you doing for work?
I was a delivery driver. Driver.
And so, and if you make some money, it's good. But like, I mean, you can probably get another job as a delivery driver, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So I mean, you have a choice. Again, I'm not here to tell you how to live your life because it's your life and how you live it. I don't know if you got, you got a spouse, you got kids, there's all these different variations, obviously. But like, should you go full in on wholesaling? Should you not? I mean, how many hours have you been putting into wholesaling?
Man, I'm doing. I usually get up in the morning and I start calling around 12, 1 o'clock, and I usually go until like 8, 7:30, something like that.
Jeez.
I'm calling, or I'm driving for dollars, or reverse driving for dollars. But I'm not just calling. Some days I may just drive for like 8 hours and just reverse drive for dollars. Some days I may just cold call and stuff like that. But I love cold calling. That's my number one thing. I like talking to people, so that's my biggest thing.
How many of these deals have been virtual versus like in person?
My first two deals were in person, and the virtual deal, both of the virtual deals, I was driving down there to go see them. Like on the Royston deal, I had to go pick the lady up to take her to closing. I picked her up to take her to closing because she didn't have a ride. So I drove down there and picked her up, and I drove her to closing. So
I talk about broke wholesalers, talk about successful wholesalers. Yeah. He's not lazy.
No, he's not.
And that's what we like. That's you're the 1% I try to talk to.
Yeah.
So what I can tell you is, I don't think you should probably go back to the job. I think you should keep doing what you're doing, and make another 20 grand in 3 months. Because the way I look at it is, you've already struck some gold. I think we keep doing that, and I think you're willing to, because you work hard as a delivery driver. I know you work your tail off doing that. You're working your tail off doing wholesaling. Mm-hmm. In your opinion, you probably worked 40 hours a week, or probably even more. What is more work in a week? What feels like more work?
Man, honestly, I've worked less doing wholesaling than working. Seriously, like, man, those deals I found probably was me within just weeks of just 2 or 3 days of me just standing behind the computer on the telephone, sticky notes, and I was finding deals. So I think definitely this is way easier. I hear y'all talk about freedom all the time. The time I've had is weird because I'm not used to having this much time. So it's like, if I feel like I'm not doing enough, I'm on the phone. So it's definitely gratifying, man, to like get your time back, knowing that if you really put the work in, you can definitely. This definitely works. Like, you can make money wholesaling for sure.
What number of deals do I tell people that, hey, you're going to be a bona fide successful wholesaler? How many?
At least 5. You said at least 5.
Yeah, you're at what right now?
4. I'm at 4, so I need one more.
I was telling you, statistically, I do this 21 years. When someone hits 5, they always hit 100.
Oh, okay.
When they never get to 5, they kind of peter out. It's a true stat. And if you look at the stats, go, okay, shit, one more. Sorry. A lot of people peter out at 1, 2, maybe 3, hit 4. So I'm just telling you, man, hit that 5, and it should really just go, okay, man, Rick says I can do it. 5 means you put in the work to do it. And as you do it, once you get past 5, the next 5 are much easier because you're going to have options. You have a little bit of money, and you can scale some of the stuff. So you get 5 to 10 so much faster than you got 1 to 5. Yeah. I'm just telling you, just get to the 5. Like, you're there, you're on like the 3-yard line, just punch it in. Just get that one more. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
For sure. And I want to let people know too, man, like last year I didn't have no deals. I didn't get no deals last year. Like I called, maybe not now that I'm looking at it, probably not enough, but definitely don't give up. Like I'm telling you, all last year I didn't get nothing. I wasn't getting nothing. So for my year to start out like this is a blessing for sure. So keep going, just keep grinding.
I appreciate it. Well, let's talk about this because this is a big deal. This is your life. I think if wholesaling feels like less work, which I will tell you, working 80 hours wholesaling is way less work than working 40 hours on a job, in my opinion.
Sure.
Because you're happier, right? You feel more free, right?
For
So I
sure.
can tell you is the hardest thing you probably have started like with this is I know you're a grinder, it's not your problem, but you start having this free time, and it's like you just gotta find a way to just keep working on that free time.
Yeah.
Versus whole. And so I think the one thing is just stay disciplined because you have it in you to do it. And so yeah, you're gonna have some more free time, but I would use that free time to start using more government lists, some more type of channels and marketing you probably haven't done before, digital bandit signs, things like this. Where yeah, you're gonna have some free time. Use this free time. I call it your experimental time. Start trying different things that you probably never thought of. Where you think, why would I do that? Do it. Like for example, like you probably haven't even tried the arrest records, right?
No, I don't know how to pull those. I went to a Bills bondsman this morning, but the two that I went to said they don't deal with property. I seen something on y'all course about Bills bondsman. I thought that was a great idea, but they don't deal with property.
You don't need to go to bail bondsman.
Okay.
Literally go to the sheriff's office. They're not gonna be mad at you because it's public information, right? You pay taxes, like you pay for a soda, you pay sales tax, like you're paying for their salary. Can I get a list of all the arrests for the past 30 days? Like, why do you want that? For private research.
Okay.
You might be able to get it online too.
It's the government doing, like the government's booking people in, like they have to share this information.
Okay.
And it's funny, my favorite thing is, they legit, and I don't get political here. It's so funny because sometimes the sheriff's office is like, we can't give you that information. I'm like, who do you have in the prison that's that private? Like, heck, they just did a court case with a former president of the United States, and that was all public.
Yeah.
So there's really nobody's too high up in the chain where they can't talk about it.
Okay.
I would say that now. I wish I could say that back in the day. But like, there's no one you can't hide from me who got arrested, right? It's all public.
Okay.
And so yeah, you won't get in trouble because they have a records department, and that's who you deal with, right? You don't talk to like an officer, just talk to the records department lady. And her job is to book everyone in and have a record of it. And all you have to do is find, John Smith who got arrested, see if he owned property, which we teach you how to do that, and then see if he wants to sell his house. And it's amazing because if a guy got a DUI, he's going away for 5 years, and he owns a house, we're not going to have a house sitting there for 5 years. We're like, I'm just telling you, you probably haven't thought about that, but like I'm telling you in your mind, man, the average wholesaler is like, I don't want to deal with that. And as long as it's not like a crazy charge, which I think what a crazy, like, would be like, oh, I didn't want to talk to this person. Outside of that, you're good to go. And so just try that. Like, that's an experimental list, right? You probably don't need digital bandit signs. And so just start thinking like outside the box and testing things out because, man, you're so close to never having a job ever again that I think you should just try all these things. And you're so close, man. One more deal, man.
One more thing. How should I schedule my day then? Then one more thing. How should I schedule my day? Because that's what I struggle with too.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, do you have a girlfriend, spouse, or kids?
No, I'm single right now. I have friends, but I'm single.
Do you have any kids?
Yes, I have children.
Okay. Do they live with you?
No. Well, they're going for the summer. I'm
not trying to get your personal life. Like, no,
you're fine.
Again, I don't feel good telling someone to grind 16 hours a day and neglect their kids, No. As long as like that, at this point, man, if you're single and the kids are gone for the summer, I think this is the summer where you make a ton of money, and when the kids come back, they got a new dad, which is, I think it's awesome, right? Yeah, like, and you might look at it like, you're probably like this, like, dang, I don't have the kids for the summer, and it's sad, probably for you. But this is an opportunity for you to change your life for your kids. Mm-hmm. And so I think this is amazing, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And so I should grind. Your day should be wholesaling, start to finish. And so you have drawing for dollars in the morning, reverse drawing for list pulling, you have your calling, texting. I will tell you this, we are coming out with a huge thing in our 30-day wholesaling challenge next month, which you should be doing 100%.
Okay.
We'll talk about that a little later when it comes down to that. But that's something you should be doing. And I think it's something that is going to change the way you market. And just do what you're doing. I don't want to say grind, just that's all you should do, but like this is everything to you. And so you need to make this change right now. And so I'd say drive for dollars in the morning, some experimental lists, calling, text, like anything. Do what you've been doing, this getting deals, and then add more. That's all I can tell you here.
Okay. Okay. I appreciate you guys, man. Thanks a lot for really.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
Thanks.
You decided to make a change in nothing. You decided to get out there and kick butt.
Yeah.
All the praise doesn't go to us. It goes to you.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it, right? Kobe Bryant isn't who he is because of Phil Knight. Not Phil Knight, his coach. Who's the
I forget.
you did the Bulls.
I know.
But like, it's not the coach, right? Like, it's you. You're the superstar, not us. And so we appreciate you, man. Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson, right? So you're the superstar, man. One more.
Appreciate it. One more. All right.
Another one.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you all the time, like I'm like Phil Jackson. Like I'm the coach, but you're Kobe Bryant. Like you're the real superstar, not us. Okay.
That's the work ethic it takes. That's
like the truth. And so Tom Brady ain't who he is because of Bill Belichick. I don't like
you see how that worked out.
Yeah, you see how that worked out. I was Bill Belichick without Brady. But, we can hate on the Patriots all day. But what I can tell you guys is, yes, we have a 30-day wholesaling challenge coming out July 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And in that challenge, we're super excited. We're coming out with a brand new marketing channel. It's never been talked about before.
Yep.
Your guru's a little freaked out. That's why they're crawling. They're freaking out. They're getting squirmish.
Uh-oh.
And when you put I can't say that word. When you put a animal in the corner, they start clawing back, even when they're really tiny. And so what I can tell you is we're coming out with something that's going to hurt the gurus even more because it's a marketing channel that's going to be free for most people that has never been talked about before. Let me give you this for this challenge. We have come up with handwritten postcards. We have came out with basically probate letters on a large scale. That's the second channel that we came out with.
Mm-hmm.
We came out with, we didn't invent this one, but we're the only ones really publicly talked about this, digital bandit signs.
Correct.
Reverse drawing for dollars, sticky notes on houses. And we have the next marketing channel which is coming out, which is like any of those, which you've never heard about it before. And I promise you, you have my word and you have Rick's word, you've never heard about it before. No guru has ever mentioned it out their lips. They all want to know what it is. I'm not even telling anyone Flipboard Plus because I know I have moles in Flipboard Plus. Attached to the gurus.
We're so scared.
Right? And so we're not speaking, but this is a marketing channel that has never been talked about before. And it will revolutionize wholesaling. And I want to be on record as the first person to talk about it. So legit, there are 12 people that know about it. And 10 of them are on the developmental side. And then you got you and me.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really exciting. And so if you are ready for that, make sure you go out here, and then obviously the ROS letter and the postcards. But all I can tell you is the challenge is starting July 1st. If you're a guru, a hater, a successful wholesaler or not, this new marketing channel is coming. And the reason why I'm pushing this hard is because either you do it or somebody else does it, and then you can become successful with it. So make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss it. It's on the Flip with Rick YouTube channel. It's going to be big.
Yep, absolutely.
That's all I can say. So guys, I really appreciate it. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you soon. We're going to be on the Flipboard Plus for the extended portion for the next hour.
Yep.
And we'll see you soon, guys. Exciting stuff coming down the line for wholesaling real estate. It's here to help you get the sellers for free that nobody else is talking about. We'll break it down. So appreciate you guys. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and